Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacey if you're new here, and today's video is going to be another week of workouts. And if you saw last week's, I had quite the intro of all of my goals, and that all still stands. I ended up doing 4 days last week, which is pretty good. 5 workouts technically, because I did a run and a upper body workout in the same day. Pretty proud of myself on that, but I do have a slight schedule change just because of how my work schedule is going to be and where I needed to put my running days. So instead of trying to run on the weekends, which is what I was trying to do, it'll be easier to run on other days of the week. So my new schedule is going to be Wednesday is going to just be yoga, mobility, kind of an active recovery day. Thursday is going to be a run. Friday is a leg day. Saturday is an upper body day. Sunday is a leg day, and Monday is a upper body day, and then Tuesday is a run. And that's going to be how I structure the videos. I'm going to start Wednesday to Tuesday, just so we're not having all of the run, the yoga run in the middle of the week. So that is going to be just to make the video more interesting. So that is what it's going to be here. I am also heavily tracking calories at the moment just to ensure I'm fueling my body for my goals. That is where I'm at, and that's my plan. So today is Wednesday, and today is just going to be my yoga and mobility. So I will take you guys through all of that today, and then the remainder of the week, the video will be all of just the strength training, the run, the everything else. And yeah, so I think doing it this way, having my yoga on a separate day, will just flow better in the video. I am gonna stop yapping. This intro doesn't need to be like 15 minutes long like last week, so I am going to get into it. Hello. Okay, I just finished up for today, and yeah, that is pretty much my whole yoga flow that I do pretty much every day. Sometimes instead of doing like 3 flows through of each little section, I'll do just 1 before a strength training day. But on today, when that's all I'm doing, then I do the entire thing. And then the abs is typically the same. On occasion, I'll skip the abs. Like yesterday, I actually skipped it, but that's okay. It's not that big a deal. I do it most days. More days than I don't, I'm happy with that. So it just depends on like how much time I have or how sore I am. And that's typically what determines how much of the warm-up I do. Usually most of it. Anyway, I'm going to end it here and I will check in with you guys for tomorrow, which is a run. Okay, so it is Saturday. I think my last workout was Wednesday. I think it was the only workout of this video so far. Okay, so I had a couple of pretty busy work days. Yesterday, I woke up at 5 a.m. to work. So I was exhausted and I didn't have a chance to work out before work unless I got up like extremely stupid early. And I was not doing that, which is okay, which 5 o'clock is already extremely stupid early. So it is already 7:40. It's still early, so I'm pretty happy about that. I think I mentioned earlier in this video that my strength training was gonna be legs, arms, legs, arms. I'm gonna swap that and do arms, legs, legs. Because what my thought process is, since I'm doing my run on Thursday and Tuesday on the beginning and end of that 4 days of strengths, I don't want to have my leg day right up against the run. So I think, actually, if I have the leg day after a run, because my runs are not intense by any means, it's literally just so I can get out there and slowly ease my leg into the activity that injured it again. So actually, I think I'll keep it as is, like I already said. Leg, arm, leg, arm. So specifically for the remainder of this week, because I missed 2 days, I do still want to get the 2 runs in for the week. And I literally only have 4 days left to work out for the week. What I'm going to do is do upper body, lower body, upper body. And then on my upper body days, what did I say? Upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. And then on my upper body workout days, I'm gonna also go for a run. And then that will bring us to next week's video, which will begin with a yoga, which you already saw. For today's workout, I'm gonna start off with bench, dumbbell overhead press, tricep push downs, bicep curls, and seated cable rows. And then I will also be doing a run as well, and it is not a 0.8 mile run. I don't know why Runna has it listed this way, because you're also doing some walking, which adds miles, so it'll probably be more than a mile. So it is a 5-minute walking warm-up, then repeating its 0.2 miles running, 60 seconds walk 4 times. So that's where they're getting the 0.8 miles, is they're only counting the running portion as part of the distance when there's a 5-minute warm-up and a 5-minute cool down. This actually might be closer to like a 1.5 miles at my walking pace. I walk fast-ish, but not like really, really fast. And I also don't run fast. As you probably saw in my last video, my running paces were like 13, 14 minutes. So that's the plan for today. I'm going to get into it. I actually really didn't feel like getting up, but I am up and I am gonna get at it. Okay, so it is the next day. I got as far as setting up the bar and barbell for my workout. So yeah, I'm gonna just do the same workout that I talked about yesterday. I literally did my warm up and then called it. I was not feeling it. And plus I had a bunch of stuff that I had to do in my brain. I was like, I don't have time to do this. I need to make time. Like, this is important to me. So I just need to get that out of my brain. I'm gonna do that same workout I talked about yesterday, and then tomorrow will be legs. The next day will be the other arm day and run. And then I will do, I don't know, we'll see later. So I'm gonna get into this workout and my warm up and then hop right into the strength portion. I just finished that workout and run. I did run. I did a total of 1 mile 1.52 miles in 24 minutes 48 seconds with an average pace of 16:18. And the specific running laps, so I did a 0.2 mile run alternating with a 60-second walk 4 times. And so the first one was 14:54, the second one was 15:54, the third one was 15:48, and the fourth one was 15:26. I pretty much maintained a decent pace for all of those. That's pretty good. Super happy about that. I am glad I worked out today. I reversed my run. So I was doing a little bit more uphill than I had been going the other way, because I do like a loop in my neighborhood, and there was more uphill on the running portions than there had been previously. So I think I will need to add some calf exercises into one of my leg days so I can improve my calves. So that's probably gonna have to happen because my calves were struggling a little bit, getting fatigued a little faster. I also ran at the hottest part of the day today at 81 degrees, and I don't think there was any humidity, 11%. Not too bad. That's probably around normal, especially because it's super sunny, not a cloud in the sky kind of day, so very low humidity where I live. Pretty hot and sweaty. I'm gonna probably shower, so I will check in with you guys for tomorrow's workout, which I am doing a leg day. Okay, it is the next day. It is early. It is currently 7:38, and got my pre-workout snack in, which is literally just some oatmeal, some brown sugar, and walnuts, some clear protein with caffeine-free pre-workout mixed together. And I am a little more ready today than I was yesterday or the day before or the day before or the day before to get into this workout. And I kind of want to talk about that for just a second. So I think I mentioned in my last video or the beginning of this one, I don't remember, but I have started tracking calories and macros. And while I'm not like extremely like full on strict about it, I had calculated my calories incorrectly for all of last week. So I was eating too little calories, so my motivation to be in the gym was like nothing. And then I was extra irritable, and of course I was hungry. So I have increased my calories since then, for like the past 3 days. So I'm already feeling so much better since then. Also made sure I am at my protein goal that I need to be at. And last week and mostly last week, when I was beginning to track even at the low calories, for a while we were just eating a lot of beef meals, recreating HelloFresh meals with beef, and that did not give me nearly enough protein and a lot higher fat. So I just wasn't feeling good, and I could just tell that my muscles just weren't getting the like protein and the fuel that they need to actually like go through my workouts. So I haven't had the opportunity to, or felt the need or ability to increase and progress in any of my workouts in a really, 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 really long time. And I literally just figured out why. I wasn't eating enough protein, and that is something that I'm going to need to do to reach any of my goals, because I'm pretty sure it's after 30 years old, women lose a decent percentage of body fat, or not body fat, that'd be cool, I guess, kind of. Anyway, muscle mass and bone density, especially if you're not using those muscles. So I know I've lost so much strength in the past 5 years, and it's kind of insane, but I'm working on getting it back, and the only way to be able to do that is to ensure I am eating the protein that I need to eat, so that I can actually improve my strength, because I feel like I have almost no strength. And yeah, definitely can tell I'm not in my 20s anymore. So anyway, so today's workout is going to be a leg day. I'm doing barbell RDLs, or I'll probably do them on the Smith machine. Tempo, cast glute bridges. And if you've been around for a while, the only reason why I do them as tempo is because my Smith machine lowest position is not quite high enough for me to bring my hinge down far enough to then, thrust back up for regular hip thrusts. So I have to do these very slow, and it's a very small range of motion for it to do anything. And eventually I will switch over to a barbell so that I can actually have that range of motion. That's just not something I'm doing right now because I need to strengthen my low back. This day in particular always gives me a little discomfort in my low back for almost every exercise. So that's something I'm working on. I added in some Supermans. Yes, into my abs circuit that I do. Anyway, the next exercise is laying band hamstring curls on a bench. So I use a bench to lay down, and you'll see band abductors and adductors, and then calf raises. I'm gonna quit yapping and get into this workout. Okay, I just finished this workout, so I realized I did Smith machine squats, which is funny because I never do Smith machine squats, so I don't know why my brain was thinking I was doing squats today, but apparently I did. And honestly, it wasn't too bad. And I might continue that through the last 3 weeks of this training block, but on the correct day. So on my other leg day this week when I'm supposed to do squats, I'll do RDLs. And actually the weight that I used for today was pretty challenging, and I'll probably continue it next week and just feel it out, probably stay the same. But if I have to go up based on how I feel that day, then I will. And then tempo cast glute bridges, I went to 70 pounds. 2 weeks ago when I did this, I did 50 pounds. So that felt really good. 2 weeks ago, I was doing 4x12, and I was able to do 3x10 or 3x8 today, which is what I want to remain at for my sets and reps and continue to increase on specific weight. So that's really good. And then the laying band hamstring curls, I can increase my band. I have a smaller one I will probably just add with it to increase the resistance next week. And then the adductors, abductors, I could probably do the same exact thing with that band. Use the yellow one that I have that is a little bit, it's probably about half the resistance of the red one. And then for the calf raises, I could add some weight as well. I didn't want to overdo it because I do have to run tomorrow and do a leg workout, or wow, an arm workout. We're not doing legs twice in a row. But I do have to run tomorrow. So I didn't want to overdo it completely with my legs today as well. So, but overall, all the exercises felt really good, and I am glad that I made it in here. I'm feeling really good today. So I think increasing the calories that I had, because my calculations put me way too low of a deficit, like I said, and I wasn't eating enough protein whatsoever to support working out. It was barely enough to like sustain my actual muscle mass, which is insane to think about how I was living my life like that, and explains everything. Why my mobility was shot, my strength was shot, all of it was shot. My running power, gone, 100%, totally gone. Like I can run not a mile straight at all. And at some point I was able to, so that's okay. We are working forward and going to get through this smart, in a more smart way. So I do want to touch on, I think I mentioned we were eating only ground beef and I wasn't able to hit my protein goal. I do want to say it is possible to do so. However, on a budget, sometimes leaner ground beef is way more expensive. So we were doing a more fatty ground beef. So that is why it's hard. It was hard to hit my protein goal with just ground beef, but that's really it. It is possible. It's just not something we were able to do with the way we were shopping. So we swapped literally everything to chicken for this week just to make sure that we both get enough protein and have a high protein breakfast. So yeah, it's feeling pretty good so far. Yesterday was the first full day of hitting that protein goal, and the second day third day on the higher calorie goal that I changed up for myself. So yeah, I am feeling pretty good and very excited to continue on this week. So I will see you guys tomorrow for an upper body and a run. Ready to plan your dream vacation? I am a Dream Vacations travel advisor specializing in cruises, Disney parks, and Universal Studios vacations. Working with a travel advisor allows you to focus on the things that matter, like deciding where to eat or how long you want to spend at the pool during your vacation, not waiting on hold to make any special changes or requests. I will be the one on hold with the cruise line or Disney parks or Universal Studios to make any of those changes or special requests so you don't have to. I take your individual needs, travel style, special occasions, and budget into account to help you plan your dream vacation. As your trip nears, I will send you curated recommendations, tips, and a packing list with a reminder to always pack your sunscreen. Using a travel advisor is completely free, and you get someone in your corner from the planning stages all the way through getting home. Linked in the description box below is my free quote form. Once I receive your form, I will contact you to schedule a video chat to gather any additional details needed to plan your dream vacation, review the quote, and address any questions or concerns you may have. As a free resource to you, I have a travel blog and a monthly newsletter where I share all of my travels and the tips and tricks I have learned along the way. From cruise embarkation day tips to finding a rideshare at LAX, which is more complicated than you would think if you've never been there. Another service I offer is called Video Vacation Memories, where I take all of your photos and videos from your trip and curate a 5 or 10-minute video you can use to remember your trip for years to come. I don't know about you, but for me, if I don't vlog my trips or overly take photos and document it, I don't remember nearly enough of the trip, which is why I decided to offer this video editing service. If you booked your trip with me, you automatically receive a 10% discount, and if you subscribe to my newsletter, you will receive an additional 10% off for a total of 20% off the total vacation video memory service. When you work with me, whether we plan your dream vacation, you watch my YouTube videos, subscribe to my newsletter, or allow me to create your vacation video memories, you are supporting a small business owner. I have 2 YouTube channels, one where I share all of my travel vlogs and travel tips, and another where I share all other parts of my life from day-to-day vlogs to my fitness journey. Everything is linked in the description box below, or you can scan the QR code on screen and we can plan your dream vacation together. Okay, so today is Tuesday. Today is an upper body day, so I am doing a bench long pause bench, barbell rows, which I'll probably do on the Smith machine, lat pull downs, which I'm going to do single arm cable lateral raises, overhead cable tricep extensions, which I think I might do single arm as well. And then I have a run after that. So today's run is exactly the same as the one I just did. 5 minutes warm up and then 4 sets of 0.2 miles running, 60-second walking, and 5 minutes walking at the end. So I will probably end up walking like 3 minutes at the end, just with the route that I take, because it's almost a perfect time for this type of run. I am don't have much to yap about for right now, so I'm gonna get into this workout, starting with my warm-up and abs. Okay, I I just finished my whole workout, the strength portion and the run. So I just want to go over my workout. So for my long pause bench, I think I can go up a little bit in weight, maybe 5 pounds. We'll see how I feel next week. I know for sure on regular bench, I'm able to go up in weight, and that is the same weight that I used for just a normal bench earlier in, I think, this workout, this video. So that is pretty good. So I should be able to also increase my long pause bench, even if it's not the same amount as my regular bench, but I can increase a little bit. That'd be awesome. And then I did the Smith machine barbell rows, or not really a barbell, but the rows on the Smith machine. And I think I'm pretty good on that weight. I started off with my safety too high, so I didn't get quite the range of motion for my first set. But then into my second and third sets, I dropped the safety down, and which is literally the bottom of my Smith machine, the lowest point that it allows it to go. And I could feel it a little bit in my low back. So I think I'm just gonna remain at this weight, if not go down a little. I'm gonna try to stay at this weight though next week. And then on the single arm lat pull downs, for some reason I was having issues feeling this properly. So I might play around with going up in weight next week, or just form in general. Because I think for a lot of my upper body, I'm gonna do single arm movements from here till the end. So I've got 3 weeks left after this one, after this week. And then on the single arm cable lateral raises, I started off with 10 pounds. I had to drop that down because I didn't pay attention to what I did last week. So I did 10 pounds last week, but I did 3x8, but my goal is 3x12 to 15. So I dropped the weight so that I could get to the 3x12, which I could, but it was a little hard, probably because I started with 12 or the 10. So I think I'm going to keep that the same next week. And then the overhead tricep extensions I did with the dumbbell, I did 10 pounds, probably stay the same. And then I added in bicep curls, 10 pounds, probably stay the same. And yeah, that was my strength workout. And so my run, 1.61 miles in 26 minutes, 42 seconds, an average pace of 16 minutes, 36 seconds. And for my running paces for the laps that I ran, and there were 4 of them. My first one was at 18:36 because it was literally all uphill. And then the next one was at 16:37. The next one was at 17:45. And wait, I have these backwards. Hold on. Those were walking paces. So my first running one, even though it was all uphill, was 16:24. The second one was 15:47. And then the third one was 14:34. And then the last one was 15:59. So roughly in the same pace range. And then all of my walking paces were at 17, 18, 2 18s, 1 16, but mostly at like somewhere between 17 and 18 pace. So 18-minute per mile pace. And that's just my walking pace at the moment. So not too bad. I think both of my arm days this week I had done a run afterwards. That's not going to be my normal since I missed a couple of days last week, as I talked about previously with my nutrition being quite off and not really having the energy to actually work out. So I am just trying to catch back up in my workout schedule. I know I could skip some workouts, but I just don't want to. I want to do them all, or as close to all of them as I can. So I will have one more workout for this week. I'm going to do another leg day tomorrow, and then I will begin another week on the next day after that. And then I will have two more two-a-days in my next week of workouts. And then I will be back on my schedule in the video after that. So 2 more videos from now. Not that it matters right now to you guys, but that's just the plan to get myself back on schedule. And I'm only And I am kind of holding back just a little bit on weights on my leg days, knowing that the next day I still have to run, even though it's an upper body day. So I am putting a lot more effort into my upper body strength and all of that until I get back on schedule with having running on its own day. So for now, just a couple of two-a-days, trying to be a little smart about it, not overdo it, because I'd like to do all of the scheduled workouts that I have, and literally missing any day kind of messes it up, unfortunately. And I just have the flexibility to be able to do it this way. So I'm gonna quit yapping. I'm gonna go eat breakfast, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so today is Wednesday, and I am doing a leg day, which for today's leg day, I am doing Smith machine RDLs, since for some reason on my other leg day when I was supposed to do RDLs, I did squats, and today's supposed to be squats, so that's okay. And then it is single leg glute bridges, single leg supported RDLs, step ups, and I have alternating reverse lunges on here, but I think for this block, I have just removed that exercise altogether. But I think I'm gonna add in calf raises to both of my leg days for the remainder of this block. So this is week 2, and I've got 3 weeks left of the block. So yeah, that is the plan for today's workout, starting with mobility, yoga, abs. I've been cutting down my mobility a little bit, just condensing it and focusing more on the abs within like the 15-minute, roughly 15 minutes that I normally do my warm-up for, because I have a dedicated day of the week, which is tomorrow, which will be the beginning of next week's video, for just yoga and mobility and abs anyway, so I can really just take my time and do a full 30 plus minutes of yoga and abs and mobility. So I don't need to really like do it in full every single workout, especially this week where I have been having a couple of two-a-days, which I only have one left, and I'll be caught up, which is awesome. So, and that'll be in next week's video. So anyway, I am gonna quit yapping and get into this workout. All right, I just finished this workout and I really was trying to procrastinate. I did not want to do this workout at all. My entire warm up, I spent a lot of the time petting my cat because he was bugging me anyway, and I didn't want to do this workout, so I was procrastinating. But I did it. I did some stretching, skipped all of my abs, but I did do all of my strength. So for my RDLs, I put on 20 pounds and that was really good. I'm glad I did that. It was perfect. And then once I put the safety on the Smith machine, that just made it a lot easier. So I didn't go too low and then dump into my low back because I was feeling like I was starting to do that. And I didn't want to do that for the entirety of the workout. So I'm glad I put those on because I was just barely below where I needed to stop going down for an RDL. So that was good. And then the single leg glute bridges, I could probably go up just a little bit. I don't know if I can go up a full 5 pounds, which is the next dumbbell size that I have, but I could add a 2.5 plate on my hip with the dumbbell. So I might try that next week. And then the single leg RDLs, I think I'm gonna keep the same weight. I could probably go up, but another reason why I kept on procrastinating today is because I kind of have a little bit of, not pain at all, but I can tell that my IT band might be getting a little bit flared, so I don't want to make it worse. So I didn't push too hard today, and I continuously kept telling myself through my warm-up, I don't have to run until till Saturday. Today is Wednesday. I've got, including today, 4 workouts that are not runs. So it'll give that time to relax. So that's good. And then the step ups, I actually felt like I made progress because that was the first time I could actually go through all of them without having to balance myself at the top by putting my foot, not my working foot, my other foot on the step. So I didn't have to balance myself, which means my core is getting stronger, my ankle stability is getting stronger, so I'm happy about that. And also, this is the cat in question that wanted all of the attention. He does not like being held, so. Was actually really good. I think next week I'm gonna try adding in a 5 pound or, yeah, just a 5 pound plate. I don't have any 5 pound dumbbells, so I'll just hold on to a 5 pound plate and slowly bring up the weight, at least throughout the next 3 weeks. This is a 5-week block, so that I can just slowly progress. I don't want to progress too fast right now with somewhat feeling a little bit of IT flare. It's not bad though. I'm happy with where I'm at, and I was worried having the couple of 2-a-days literally sandwiched in between leg days was going to flare it pretty bad, but so far so good, and I only have 1 more of those types of days. I'll take it. I'm happy with where I'm at the moment. The last exercise was the calf raises, which on my other leg day I had done with just the bar, so I just added 2.5 pounds, so 5 pounds total on the Smith machine, and that felt pretty good. I will probably continue that next week as well. I don't want to overdo calves because that will contribute to the IT flare, so I will slowly progress with that. And yeah, so overall, I got every single workout that I planned in my 2 runs for strength training, even though I did skip 3 days and had to do a couple of running days on my armed upper body workout days. So that was annoying, but I am proud of myself for sticking to it. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, and I only have 1 more 2-a-day next week. I honestly have no idea how long this video is because I haven't edited any of it yet. So that's actually what I'm going to do today, edit the entire thing so I can get scheduled to go up next week. I think I've yapped long enough, and I'm going to end this video here. I hope that you enjoyed watching my week of workouts, and just in general, any of my week of workouts. I'm always gonna keep it real and just be honest with how my journey is going. Like I had said earlier in the video, I had adjusted calories because I'm starting to be in a deficit just a little bit, and I will talk about it a little bit more in my next video. Briefly, I'm not going to go too deep into it because everyone's calorie needs are different, so you don't need to know exactly what I'm doing. But anyway, I had calculated it too much of a deficit, and so I had no energy to work out, and that is a real thing. You can be in too low of a deficit, and where I'm at now, I feel pretty good about, and I'm eating enough protein, so it definitely makes a big difference, because I wasn't eating enough protein anyway with just how my husband and I were just planning meals and cooking and pretty much just planning anything with just ground beef. And yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna quit yapping and I'm going to end this video here. If you would like to work with me and plan your dream vacation together, I will have all the information linked in the description box below. If you would like, check out my other channel. It is all things travel, travel tips, all of my travel vlogs. They all live there. So if you are interested in any travel and travel vlogs, go ahead and subscribe over there as well. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel if you like literally everything else. So I share book reviews, my fitness journey, these week of workouts, monthly coffee chats, and then different vlogs. I have a week of dinners coming, just dinner meal ideas coming soon. And yeah, I hope you join my corner of the internet, whether it's on this channel or my travel channel. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.